Becoming a fossil is one of the rarest fates any organism can hope for. The odds are slim. Most life disappears without a trace. So it's no surprise that fossils, while precious, are statistically uncommon. And yet, Earth has been teeming with life for billions of years. Even today, uncountable numbers of animals roam the planet, which means fossilized remains still manage to pile up in impressive quantities. Entire scientific disciplines and industries have been built around them. But here's the catch. Despite their abundance, the vast majority of fossils are fairly routine. They belong to species we already know, or at the very least, close relatives. A newly discovered dinosaur often turns out to be just another member of a familiar group like hadrosaurs. Truly bizarre discoveries, fossils that leave even experts scratching their heads, are exceptionally rare. But they do happen, and when they do, they challenge everything we think we know about life on Earth. One of the most famous of these evolutionary enigmas is a creature affectionately dubbed the Tully Monster, or more formally, Tully Monstrum gregarium. It was first discovered in 1958 by an amateur fossil hunter named Francis Tully, who was exploring the Mason Creek Formation in Illinois, a site dating back to the Carboniferous period. Tully came across a strange fossil with features unlike anything seen before: a tubular body, stalked eyes, vertical fins, and an extendable proboscis ending in a claw-like mouth. He brought his find to the Field Museum in Chicago, and to his surprise, even seasoned paleontologists had no clue what they were looking at. The Tully monster's bizarre anatomy defied categorization. Over the years, theories piled up. Was it a mollusk? An arthropod? A jawless fish? A worm? A tunicate? The only consensus was that it lived in water, likely a shallow tropical sea that once covered ancient Illinois. Tully's fossil was small, usually under 14 inches, but it caused a massive stir in the scientific community. Nearly 6 decades later, its precise identity is still disputed. While recent studies suggest it might be a type of vertebrate, placing it among the bilaterians, the vast group that includes most animal life, that's about as vague a classification as you can get. In short, we still don't know what it was. What we do believe is that it was likely a free-swimming predator, using its flexible appendage to grab prey in murky, muddy water columns. Beyond that, the Tully monster remains a puzzle piece that refuses to fit. But the Tully monster isn't the only American fossil to confound scientists. In the 1970s, a peculiar fossil emerged from Montana's Bear Gulch limestone, one even older than the Tully, dating back to the Mississippian epoch around 330 million years ago. It was so strange that researchers informally called it an alien goldfish. Its official name? Typhlois wellsii. This minuscule, torpedo-shaped creature was baffling not just for what it had, but for what it didn't. It lacked external limbs, had no clear midsection or anus, and contained a mysterious organ loaded with iron, something never seen in any other fossil. Scientists dubbed this unknown structure the Pharodiscus. What did it do? No one knows. Initially, Typhlois was tentatively linked to conodonts, extinct jawless vertebrates, thanks to the discovery of tooth-like structures. But that lead was quickly debunked when it turned out those teeth belonged to something the creature had eaten. The only thing researchers could confirm was that Typhlois was a carnivore. Then, in 2022, a surprising hypothesis was proposed. Perhaps Typhlois was a mollusk. The clue? A retractable toothed tongue used for catching prey, similar to the radula found in modern mollusks. But here's the twist. Radula-like structure. So even now, Typhlois remains biologically homeless, lodged somewhere between mystery and speculation. Back in Illinois, the same fossil site that gave us the Tully monster yielded not one, but 2 more deeply confusing organisms: They were so strange that researchers described them using letters of the alphabet. Meet the H animal, Edetoystus communis, and the Y animal, Esites zealous. Edetoystus was shaped, no surprise here, like the letter H. It featured a central sac flanked by two arm-like structures. Scientists don't know exactly what it did or how it lived, but many think it may have been a colonial organism that grew continuously throughout its life. Its shape varied. Some had circular sacs, others heart-shaped, and possibly more. It may have been related to hemichordates, a group that includes acorn worms, but this is speculative. Its Y-shaped counterpart, Esites, looks tamer, but is taxonomically even more perplexing. It has features resembling sea anemones, but with traits they don't possess: bilateral symmetry, a through gut, and even a posterior opening. Yes, a butt. Scientists aren't sure if its arms were even arms at all. But these aren't the only fossils that defy easy classification. Some discoveries are so ancient and so strange that we're not even sure they're animals. One such group is known as the Edetoystus Biota, dating back over 600 million years, before the Cambrian explosion. These were the first large, complex organisms to appear on Earth, and they looked like nothing alive today. Among them is Namacalathus, a creature that resembles a fleshy alien tree. It had a calcified skeleton, possibly the earliest known, and was covered in tentacles and spines. Its body was punctured by geometric openings, circles, hearts, hexagons, you name it, which may have been filled with living tissue. Some suggest it lived in deep-sea environments, adjusting its size based on habitat. Was it a coral? An animal? We still don't know. Another Ediacaran creature, Dickinsonia, looked like a bath mat. Others, like Vendia and Sprigina, had odd segmented forms with slight asymmetries, frustratingly just shy of perfect bilateral symmetry. These beings have been tentatively grouped into a proposed phylum called Proarticulata, but their evolutionary relationships remain obscure. They might not have left any descendants at all, vanishing without a trace. But even this level of weirdness gets topped when we rewind even further, over 2 billion years back to the Paleo-Proterozoic era, specifically to a formation in modern-day Gabon. This region holds the Francilian Biota, a series of enigmatic structures found in black shale that may or may not be fossils. These disc and tube-like formations were once considered too old to represent multicellular life. Some thought they were simply mineral artifacts, but recent isotopic studies revealed elevated levels of zinc, evidence of metabolic activity. If confirmed, they would represent the oldest known multicellular eukaryotes, pushing the origin of complex life far earlier than previously believed. And then there's Nectarus, discovered in the Burgess Shale of Canada in 1910. For decades, it was a mystery, originally thought to be a malformed shrimp. A re-examination in 2010 of dozens of new, better-preserved specimens revealed it was more like a squid, with 2 tentacles, stalked eyes, a large funnel, and no visible mouth. It was once thought to be the earliest known cephalopod. But that didn't line up with what we know about their evolution. The theory was eventually dropped, and Nectarus now exists in a class of its own, alongside its look-alike relative Nectarus, forming the mysterious and currently orphaned group known as Nectarcaridids. In the end, these fossils remind us just how weird and unpredictable the history of life on Earth can be. Some of these creatures defy everything we thought we knew about biology, anatomy, and evolution. And many of them, maybe most, may never be fully explained. But one thing is certain: the fossil record isn't just a dusty archive of bones. It's a window into worlds so alien and baffling, they make our strangest science fiction look tame. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into evolutionary mysteries, don't forget to subscribe. Who knows what the next fossil might reveal?